On this game day special edition of UCF Nightly News. Find out about tonight's game against Memphis and the special meaning behind UCF Space Threads.
Plus, find out how the men's golf team did.
How the UCF women's soccer team did in their matchup against ECU. Nightly News starts now. Good afternoon, Knights, and thanks for joining us on this game day special edition of Nightly News. I'm Taylor Anderson.
And I'm Johan Blanco, and today is October 22nd, 2021.
UCF football takes on Memphis today, revisiting a rivalry in the making. The Knights are coming off a tough loss to number 2 ranked Cincinnati. Nightly News reporter Tyler Karen has more on the matchup.
The Knights and Tigers scored nearly 100 combined points when they met last October in Memphis. The game was decided on a missed 40-yard field goal by UCF kicker Daniel Labarski, giving the Tigers the 50-49 victory. Head coach Gus Malzahn says he is confident in his kicker, despite the missed field goal a year ago.
Our field goal kicker, I do feel good about our field goal kicker. I know he hadn't kicked a lot. That last game he helped us win, but he's really been confident, and I really believe this last part of the season he's going to help us win some games.
Both of the last 2 regular season matchups between UCF and Memphis have been 1-point victories.
The Knights will face a ton of adversity this Friday at home versus Memphis. They're coming off a short week after their loss in Cincinnati last weekend, giving them less time to prepare for the number 2 rusher in the entire American Athletic Conference.
Freshman running back Brandon Thomas has led the rushing attack for Memphis. Thomas has recorded 642 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns on the season. Sophomore defensive lineman Josh Seliskar says they will stick to the game plan to overcome the adversity on defense.
Just have to get better, going to practice every day, trying to learn our assignments, learn from our coaches, trying to get our game plan together, basically just getting better each week.
The Knights defense allowed 189 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns to Cincinnati running back Jerome Ford last Saturday.
In Orlando, Tyler Karen, UCF Nightly News.
The game will also feature a freshman quarterback battle between UCF's Mikey King and Memphis' Seth Hennigan. The Knights look to improve to 4-3 on the season.
As the Knights prepare for another home game, health officials worry full capacity events like the game could lead to a spike in positive COVID-19 cases. Nightly News reporter Kendall Beebe tells us how UCF keeps their cases low and their spirits high.
UCF has hosted 3 home football games this season. Health officials warned fans that attending games without social distancing could lead to more COVID-19 cases. But even with the bounce house being a full house, the UCF community has not seen a huge rise in positive cases. Dr. Brian Peach is an assistant professor at UCF's College of Nursing. He says that because more people are vaccinated, this has helped lead to the decline.
The other thing is that there are declining numbers nationally and in the state as well. So it's not surprising that, cases are down.
As of October 16th, UCF has reported 25 cases in a 7-day period. This is less than the 29 that were reported for the week of October 9th, where there was also a home game. As the rate of positive COVID-19 cases continues to decline within the UCF community, fans will pack the stadium here tonight for the Knights' 4th home game of the season. Students like computer engineering major Jason Lucas plans to attend the football game. He says that being vaccinated plays a factor in his decision to go.
Maybe last year I would have been, considering the vaccine hadn't been out, but at this point I kind of just have a is what it is mentality.
With excitement and anticipation in the air, football fans are able to pack the bounce house again. In Orlando, Kendall Beebe, UCF Nightly News.
The Knights are set to take on the Memphis Tigers tonight at 7 p.m. Nightly News will keep you updated with the latest scores and any new COVID-19 information.
Football alum Matthew Wright was once a software engineer with Lockheed Martin. Now he is an NFL kicker. On Sunday, Wright hit a game-winning 53-yard field goal for the Jacksonville Jaguars. After being released by the Steelers last season, he posted on social media kicking field goals in hopes of signing on an NFL roster. Wright says practicing in pressure situations helped him.
Throughout the game, I like to try and kick into my net as the crowd is loud, just so I can kind of get that feeling. And so that way when I go out there for the real thing, it's just what I'm used to.
His performance against the Miami Dolphins last week snapped the Jaguars' 20-game losing streak. In addition, Wright earned an AFC Special Teams Player of the Week honors. Wright is set to take on the kicking duties for the Jaguars next Sunday against the Seattle Seahawks.
The UCF men's golf team had their final tee time for the fall season this week. The Knights closed out the season by hosting the Islesworth Collegiate Invitational. Nightly News reporter Jessica Tucciaroni will tell us how the Knights competed and what they have planned for next season.
The UCF men's golf team hosted the Islesworth Collegiate Invitational this week in Windermere, Florida. This marked the last fall season tournament for the Knights. The three-day tournament hosted colleges from both near and far. The Islesworth Collegiate Invitational is home to some of the greatest college golf programs in the nation. This includes UCF, University of Florida, Auburn, and many others. Senior Johnny Travale led the Knights with the best score for the team. Travale closed off the tournament with a score of 69, a 3-under par. Travale shot a three-day total of 210, bringing him to 6-under par for the tournament. Unfortunately, his score wasn't enough to defeat Pearson Hunt of the University of Illinois. Travale says that no matter what, he is proud of himself for coming in second place.
I did all I could and played really well this week, so if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'm still happy with how I played.
Head coach Bryce Waller says that he sees great potential for the next season.
There's so many positives to take away. I don't think we came even close to playing our best, and we're still right in the middle of the field. So, I think for this group, the future's kind of bright.
Their next tournament will be in February at the Gator Invitational in Gainesville. In Orlando, Jessica Tucciaroni, UCF Nightly News.
Coach Waller says although his team won't play again until the spring, his players still will be participating in individual events. Nightly News will keep you updated when the spring season starts.
From tee-off to kickoff, the Knights are ready to take off. The new football jerseys for the space game will be covered with nods to NASA and UCF Aerospace alumni. I will tell you all about these out-of-this-world uniforms and UCF's relationship with the Space Center. UCF's game against Memphis will be the 5th annual Space Game. It marks the 40th anniversary since the Space Shuttle program launched. The program's history will be featured on the Knights' uniforms during the game. The helmets list over 100 UCF graduates, faculty, and fans who have worked on the Space Shuttle program. Karen Brownrigg is one of the featured alumni. She graduated in the 1980s and has worked with the Space Center ever since.
I was involved with the ground support systems, looking at the systems and ensuring they were safe.
When the university was founded in 1963, their mission was to support and help the Space Center grow. 29% of Kennedy Space Center's employees are made up of UCF alumni. Now that's pretty out of this world. The collar is designed to mimic the space shuttle's nose, and the jersey numbers will include squares that are similar to the thermal protection system of the shuttle.
It's really neat, and I'm honored to be on there, and I'm excited.
Football coach Gus Malzahn said the Space Game sets the football program apart from other schools.
I think it's cool, and I think it's really cool. I think recruits love it. I know our players love it. If our players love it and recruits love it, I love it.
In Orlando, Taylor Anderson, UCF Nightly News. If you would like to snag a space jersey of your own, you can do so by purchasing one from the UCF bookstore. Don't miss this opportunity to have an astronomical jersey.
Tyler, my guy, I know you're out early before we are. Anything on player injuries we should know about?
Taylor and Johan, good afternoon, guys. I'm currently here reporting outside live from the Bounce House Stadium here at the campus of UCF in Orlando. Now, the students aren't quite bouncing in the stands yet, but you can still feel the energy of game day here outside of the stadium. Now, it's been no secret that UCF has caught the injury bug this season. For some games, the Knights have been down 12 starters between the offensive and defensive side. One of those key starters has been running back Isaiah Bowser. Bowser started hot to the season, but got injured in week 3 versus Louisville. We saw Bowser for the first time since that injury last week in Cincinnati, where he recorded a season-low 27 rushing yards. Head coach Gus Malzahn did say that Bowser wasn't 100%, but was ready to go for that game and is ready tonight. Taylor and Johan, it's a great atmosphere here, and back to you guys.
Thanks, Tyler. We'll check back with you soon. Stay cool out there.
It's been a little breezy this past week. Kendall, will I need a jacket for tonight's game?
Coming up next, find out more about the Lucy space mission. UCF is one of 7 universities that received a $5,000 or a $500,000 grant by NASA. The funds will aid research projects for the Artemis space mission. Nightly News reporter Beatrice Oliveira tells us what a student research group at UCF is using for the grant for.
A group of UCF engineering students are building space sensors for NASA that could be sent out on the 2024 Artemis mission. The 3D printed sensors are coated with nanoparticles that can detect any damages on the spacecraft caused by space dust or lunar landings. UCF graduate student and leader of the project, Perla Suarez, says that these sensors can make the lives of astronauts easier.
And make their lives easier, better, and more efficient. Like, right now, the method that they use is really time-consuming.
This tiny but mighty laser can be used for the future Artemis project, but make sure to bring your glasses. The Suarez team says that the sensors are a game changer for space technology. Luis Garcia, a senior aerospace engineer and a new member of the space team, says that he is honored to work on the research. Garcia says that the current sensors that are being used are too big and takes a longer time to detect damages.
Just the fact that we're doing something that's going to be small, that's going to be remotely done, that's going to be programmable, it's going to be different.
Garcia says that he will continue to work on this project as he goes into his graduate studies. He says he hopes to be a part of the future of space technology. In Orlando, Beatrice Oliveira, UCF Nightly News.
The research team will continue improving their findings throughout the semester. Nightly News will keep you updated with their findings.
NASA's Lucy mission is en route. following a successful launch from the Kennedy Space Center. Lucy will continue on its expedition to study asteroids. Nightly News reporter Juliana Maya has more information about Lucy's galactic mission.
We have engine ignition. Release. Engine at full thrust.
NASA's Lucy spacecraft is embarking on a 12-year journey. The mission is a first of its kind which will explore the Trojan asteroids orbiting in tandem with Jupiter, traveling at roughly 67,000 miles per hour. UCF physics professor Dan Britt is part of the revolutionary team that will analyze data Lucy collects from the asteroids.
And this will give us a lot of insight on how solar systems around other stars are formed and what we can find there.
Both of these solar panels are generating power to guide the mission. The spacecraft will travel back to Earth 3 times before heading to 8 different asteroids in 2033. Deputy Principal Investigator Kathy Olkin says Lucy will transform our understanding of solar system evolution.
All of that will help us form a detailed picture of what these objects really look like. Because right now, our best images are just a point of light.
Just like the Lucy fossil, NASA says the mission will help tell the story of our solar system. In Orlando, Juliana Maya, UCF.
Hey Tyler, I know you must be getting a tan out there. How's everything going over at the Bounce House?
Taylor, I'm still really just taking it all in. It's kind of the calm before the storm right now as students are still in class. There are no fans in the stadium, but you can still feel the energy. Now, the last time that Memphis traveled to UCF, it's a take on the Knights in the Bounce House. That was back in 2018 when Daryl Mack stepped in for the injured starting quarterback Mackenzie Milton and led the Knights to the American Athletic Conference Championship. Tonight, we'll also see a backup quarterback in Mikey Keene. Now, head coach Gus Malzahn is focused on the defense, saying that they need to stick to the game plan and stay strong in order to keep in order to stay perfect from home this season. Taylor and Johan, I will see you guys back in or after the show in the stands for the game tonight. Reporting from outside the Bounce House, Tyler Karen, UCF Nightly News.
Thanks, Tyler. Looking forward to the game and those burgers you make at the tailgate.
Oh my gosh, those burgers are so good. UCF student government made a statement in honor of Valencia student Mia Marcano. SG extended their condolences to fellow Knights Marcano's family, friends, and the Valencia community in a letter on Thursday. It reminded students of UCF's counseling resources like CAPS, Victim Services, and UCF Cares. It also stated they will stand with all Knights expressing residential safety concerns, and they're open to feedback. The letter said they will release details on her memorial in the coming days.
Dr. Hadiya Nicole Green became the first person to successfully cure cancer in mice using nanoparticles. The nanoparticles cured cancer in mice in 15 days after a single-minute treatment, which is a preliminary study to test humans. The treatment causes no observable side effects like other cancer treatments. Talia Jones, marketing chair of Relay for Life at UCF, explains what this could mean for cancer patients if successful for humans.
Hopefully this can dramatically decrease the rates of cancer in America. Of course, cancer is it's rampant, it's everywhere, and it affects all ages.
An American woman to get a PhD in physics from the University of Alabama and looks to make her treatment affordable to the average person once approved.
The RWC hosted a sitting volleyball and blindfolded goalball game. This game was intended to encourage inclusivity among students of all abilities. Nightly News reporter Florangel Rodriguez tells us how events like this one help create a more inclusive environment.
This year's theme for Diversity Week at UCF is changing the narrative. On Wednesday, students were able to play volleyball sitting down and goalball with a blindfold. Diversity Committee member Breon Davis Carter says this week is meant to bring awareness and inclusion.
Summarize, the purpose of this is just to provide opportunities for and awareness for our adaptive sports that we offer here at the rec, as well as the inclusive programs that we offer.
Davis says the RWC is open for everyone regardless of their background, culture, and ability. He says it is important to empathize with people who have disabilities.
Students are enjoying their afternoon playing sports during Diversity Week here at UCF with the purpose of understanding what it is like to be in the shoes of people who have disabilities.
UCF student Ana Luisa says she believes it is extremely necessary for people to participate in this activity so they can better understand how to treat others.
I think it's extremely a good way and happy, an interesting way to learn how their normal really life is. So I think it's very nice. I appreciate UCF doing this.
Davis says this is the first time they have done these activities throughout the entire week. In Orlando, Florangel Rodriguez, UCF Nightly News.
For more information, visit the Office of Diversity and Inclusion in the Barbara Ying Center building. Hey Kendall, next week's my birthday. Will the weather be good for some outdoor fun?
Well, Johan, it's going to be a good day for your birthday. We have an 83 in Tallahassee for their high, 84 in Jacksonville for the high, 88 and 88 in Orlando in Tampa as their high, and a high of 83 degrees in Miami. We're going to have a low of 69 degrees in Tallahassee, 69 degrees in Jacksonville, 69 degrees in Orlando, 77 in Tampa, and 80 degrees in Miami. We have a 51% chance of rain in Tallahassee, 1% chance of rain in Jacksonville, no percent chance of rain in Orlando and Tampa, and a 51% chance of rain in Miami. So if you're heading to South Beach this weekend, make sure to bring an umbrella. Now for our 5-day forecast. We have 87 degrees as our high with a low of 71 degrees on Saturday and a 6% chance of rain. On Sunday, we have a high of 85 degrees and a low of 72 degrees with a 51% chance of rain. So if you are looking to go out for Sunday Fun Day, make sure to grab an umbrella. We have a high of 86 degrees and a low of 71 degrees with a 62% chance of rain Monday, a high of 88 and a low of 70 degrees on Tuesday with a 5% chance of rain, with a high of 86 degrees on Wednesday, a low of 68 degrees on, and a 1% chance of rain on Wednesday. So if you're gonna go for hump day, make sure to go out to the beach or get some sunshine. Back to you guys.
Coming up in sports, find out about the UCF women's volleyball team's next matchup.
Plus, find out how the women's soccer team did on the road against the ECU Pirates.
Welcome back, Knights. I'm Kelly Gilmore, and here is your UCF Sports Update. The UCF women's volleyball team plays Southern Methodist University at 8 p.m. tonight. The Knights are currently 7-1 in conference play. The Knights will travel to Moody Coliseum in Dallas. They are currently on a 3-game winning streak. The Knights most recently defeated Temple in 3 straight sets. The last time the Knights and the Mustangs faced off was in November of 2019. UCF swept SMU 25-17, 25-13, and 25-23. The Knights will also face the Memphis Tigers on Sunday at 1 p.m. at the Larry O. Finch Center in Memphis. UCF women's soccer succeeds on the road against the ECU Pirates in a 2-0 win. The last time the two teams battled, they ended in a 1-1 draw. It was all defense until defender Ariel Young's goal put the Knights up 1-0. Right after halftime, Marta Estupion fired a goal into the back of the net, making the Knights lead 2-0. Head coach Tiffany Roberts-Sahidak was fired up after the win.
Hey, Knight Nation! Obviously, we're very excited about our road win tonight. Go Knights!
The team is now 7-5 with 1 draw. The Knights' next game will be this Sunday at the UCF Soccer and Track Complex at 1 p.m. Let's hope for double wins from football and soccer tonight. Taylor and Johan, back to you.
Well, that's all the time we have for right now. Thanks for joining us.
And if you got a story idea you want us to know about, send it our way at nightlynews.ucf.edu. Now, before we go, we want to give a quick shout out to Nightly News executive producer Zoe Mon LeBron. Thanks for watching, guys, and charge on.